Hey everyone, Brian here, your honest mechanic, and today we're tackling a topic that can leave you scratching your head and cursing at your car: bad ignition switch symptoms. As a mechanic, I've seen my fair share of ignition switch issues, and let me tell you, they can be a real pain in the rear. So let's dive in and explore the signs that your ignition switch might be on its last legs. First up, let's talk about the most obvious symptom: difficulty starting your vehicle. Picture this. You're running late for work, you jump in your car, turn the key, and nothing. Or maybe the engine cranks, but it just won't fire up. If this sounds familiar, a faulty ignition switch could be the culprit. It's like your car is giving you the cold shoulder, and trust me, it's not a good feeling. But wait, there's more. Even if you manage to get your car started, a bad ignition switch can cause your engine to stall while you're driving. Talk about a heart-stopping moment. You're cruising down the highway, singing along to your favorite tune, and suddenly your engine decides to take a nap. This can be incredibly dangerous, especially if you're in the middle of traffic. So if you've experienced unexpected stalling, don't ignore it. Get that ignition switch checked out pronto. Now let's move on to the physical symptoms. Have you ever tried to turn your key in the ignition, only to feel like you're wrestling with a stubborn toddler? If it feels like you need superhuman strength just to turn the key, that's a red flag for a damaged ignition switch. It's like your car is saying, "Nope, not today, buddy." This issue can be caused by wear and tear over time, or even by using a heavy keychain that puts extra strain on the switch. Another telltale sign of a faulty ignition switch is the dreaded check engine light. Now I know what you're thinking. That little light comes on for everything. And while that may be true, it's still worth investigating. If your check engine light is illuminated and you're experiencing other symptoms on this list, it's time to have a chat with your mechanic. They can plug in a diagnostic tool and see if the ignition switch is the root of the problem. But the fun doesn't stop there. A bad ignition switch can also cause intermittent power loss to various electrical systems in your car. One minute you're jamming out to your favorite podcast, and the next, your radio cuts out like it's taking an impromptu intermission. Or maybe your dashboard lights are playing a game of peekaboo. These electrical gremlins can be frustrating and distracting, and they're often linked to a failing ignition switch. Let's not forget about the steering wheel lock either. The ignition switch plays a crucial role in keeping your steering wheel locked when your car is turned off. If you're having trouble unlocking your steering wheel, or if it's locking up while you're driving, yikes! A bad ignition switch could be to blame. This is one issue you definitely don't want to ignore, as it can compromise your safety on the road. Finally, if you find that your car accessories aren't working, even when the vehicle is turned on, it's time to point the finger at the ignition switch. This could include your radio, lights, or even your power windows. It's like your car is saying, "Oh, you wanted to use the radio? Sorry, I'm not feeling it today." While this may not be as urgent as some of the other symptoms we've discussed, it's still a sign that something is amiss with your ignition switch. So there you have it, folks, the telltale signs of a bad ignition switch. If you're experiencing any of these symptoms, don't wait until you're stranded on the side of the road to get it checked out. Trust me, as a mechanic, I've seen too many people ignore these warning signs, only to end up with a bigger headache and a bigger repair bill down the line. If you find this video helpful, please like and subscribe.